always believed in God, but my concept of God has dramatically changed in the last 32 years, especially after that incident. And I said, Lord, thank you so much for letting me see this miracle on television too. And I thought that was the first miracle. It was just a genuine prayer of gratitude. And then I added, not thinking anything's going to come of it. I said, Lord, it'd be nice if you could do something like that for me someday. That was all I said. I didn't even say it out loud. I said it in my head, laying on my back in bed. I wasn't even on my knees or anything like that. It was just laying in bed and saying a prayer right before I went to sleep. And sometime in the middle of the night, I don't know, 3:30, 4, dark 30, we used to call it in the military, all of a sudden, I didn't go through a tunnel. I didn't have an out-of-body experience, although I think that's what was going on to a certain degree. I'm not really sure. But all of a sudden, I am in a different dimension, and my consciousness is seeing this golden light, white in the center, just unbelievably beautiful. And the golden light was coming off in streams in all directions, just like pinnacles, icicle type points to them, and recreating themselves, and it was just pulsating. And I knew I was in the presence of God. And the gold was so beautiful. It makes the finest gold you've ever seen on earth look like a 1,000-year-old nasty rusted nail. It does not compare to the gold here. It's just a completely different quality. I don't even know how to explain it. That's the problem. That's the problem. There are no human words to explain to you what it's like. But I'm going to do my best. I was being communicated to, not with words, but with waves of emotional, energetic energy that had, I sensed the power. First of all, the love was unconditional. I cannot stress that enough. And I say that, and I don't mean to offend anyone who has a deep belief in the Christian religion, but what I experienced, that love that I experienced, did not fit with the story I've been told how Christianity works. And because I knew the love was unconditional, flat out unconditional. And I wish I could go around and touch people and just have them experience that degree of love like I did, so they knew what I'm talking about. But sometimes people get offended when I tell them that. That is not my intent to offend anyone or begrudge anybody's religion, because that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to express to you what I experienced. So the love was immensely powerful. And let me tell you what the love felt like. This is the best analogy I've been able to come up with so far. Now, this is coming from a guy who did what I did in the Navy, top secret security clearance and all this stuff. In 1980, I saw a UFO 1,500 feet directly over my head in the Azores Islands, about 900 miles off the Atlantic, off the Portugal coast in the middle of the Atlantic. And I watched this thing brighten up into a plasma ball, shoot out into the Milky Way, and was gone in 4 to 5 seconds. Until I lost sight of it. I mean, that's the jaw-dropping, astonishing speed. This is 1980. We didn't have laptops. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have home computers. We didn't have any of that stuff. So this was technology far beyond anything that we were making, probably still today. I'm not sure. But anyway, I say that because I now believe that the universe is filled with life, intelligent life as well, some far more intelligent than us probably. And so the love felt like I was the last newborn child to be born that's ever lived or ever will live again in the entire history of the universe, being hugged, loved, cradled, and cherished by every mother that had ever lived before that. Imagine what that must be like. You mothers in here know what that felt like when you held your first baby for the first time. Imagine on the scale I just told you. And then realize that is nowhere near good enough to explain what happened. That is it was trillions and trillions of times infinitely more special than that. And I had no idea that I was that loved. And I know it's the same for each and every one of you. That's the unconditional love that was flooding through me. Just, and if a light, I know this, that God was a being of light, pure consciousness. I don't know how to explain it all. I was just there trying to understand the power of everything that was going on. But if a being of light could do backflips with extreme joy and saying, wahoo, yes, he's home, let's have a party, that God was thrilled to see me again. Absolutely mind-bogglingly thrilled that I was there again. And it's going to be the same way for you when you go home. Speaking of home, I knew I was home. There was this energetic information of feeling like I was home. Like I had never had anywhere here or ever will. I was my source of origin, my point of creation. I knew I was in the presence of my Creator. I knew I am far more special than I had. I had no idea that, and we're all that way. It's the same for everybody. And some people don't like hearing this, but I think everybody gets in. And we have a life review process on the other side. And it's from more than one perspective. You won't just have it, like I told you when I was in the airplane, I had this perspective of being in the seat, but yet I had this other outside perspective going on, and I knew where everything else was. I could tell you where the debris was flying behind the plane while I'm sitting in it. How can you do that? You know, I had this bubble, 360-degree bubble vision. If you imagine yourself in a bubble and you can see every direction at once and know what's going on at an extreme detail aware level. The Bible says, God says, I know the number of the hairs on your head. He's not kidding, okay? He knows the number of subatomic particles in the hair on your head, okay? And I say he, there was no sense of gender when I was in the light. It was just this exquisitely beautiful being of light with profound unconditional love. And the power of that love was absolutely immense. And my best analogy for that is, and I said 3 words. I remember saying, because I was just in dumbfounded, flabbergasted awe, just extreme awe. Oh my goodness. I mean, I was like, I didn't know what else, it just came out, you know. It was just a reaction to what I was seeing, of just pure awe. And the instant the word goodness came out of my mind, or mouth, or what, I don't know, I suddenly knew goodness was a tangible, real thing, its own energy wave of frequency, and it was powerful too. But yet love was the most powerful. And then I understood all of a sudden there was this hierarchical aspect going with love being by far the most powerful thing that has ever existed here, ever will exist. It's infinitely powerful. And then all of a sudden, after I said goodness, I experienced that, what that's like, and then I had joy, bliss, ecstasy, any kind of positive emotional experience you can think of to the extreme. To the point I thought I was just going to explode. I was just overwhelmed with wham, 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 joy, bliss, ecstasy. Oh, wow. It was just one after the other. You're precious. The peace that I experienced on the other side is profound peace. I know what holiness feels like. I felt that. That's not just a word. It's a real experience that you will have again when you go home. And so I woke up, I know this isn't a dream, and was not a dream, and here's why I know this. There was this point in this experience where I had this, my heart, I call it my heart of my soul, had this desire and this urge to go be closer and immerse it completely in the light. That's what, it was a natural, instinctive process that occurs. And remember, I'm 24 years old, I'm healthy, physically fit back then, and I think if my soul had left my body, it would look like a perfectly healthy man had just died in his sleep, and it would confuse the doctors big time and wonder what happened to this guy. But as my soul started experiencing this desire to merge, this tremendous desire to merge, I literally physically sat up in bed and opened my eyes.